I looked up into the sky, and I thought to myself, why am I here? Of all places and all times, how could I possibly know what it is not to die, but to be within me all day? Friday is my day. Thank you.
Pitter-patter with the clitter-clatter up the shitter-shatter stairs. And I look at my wife and say, "Why are you cheating on me?" And she looked in the mirror at herself and said, "'Cause I don't know who I am anymore." So I patter-tatter down the ladder into the kitchen, and I grab myself a cup, and I throw that cup against the wall, and I shout, "Damn you, woman!" And she says, "Sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm all the way up here." And then I said, "Damn you, woman!" Thank you.
Cool.
Slam Poetry Night sucks.
Yeah, can you guys get the hell out of here, please? Yeah, nope, no snapping. Get the fuck out. Get out of here now. Get out.
Yeah, snap to it.
Snap yourselves away. And we're leaving, and close the door. Thank you very much. Wow.
See you, fucking beatniks.
That was awful. That was torturous 2 hours. Torturous.
But we got free coffee.
Boop, 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 boop. Caffeine.
Caffeine, brother.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
And I got one of these energy drinks. It's
That's the furthest thing from coffee. Don't drink. I can hear the syrup hitting your teeth.
Ooh, the sugar. The caffeine calling me back to my earth. Sorry, that's weird. Sorry, that's weird.
Stop it.
It's
Stop
lingering.
It.
It's not
you
my
want
fault.
Me to pour this hot bean water on you?
No, not at all.
This is the hottest thing I've ever held in my hands.
Ever? It is steaming. But you're drinking it so fast. Why are you doing that? That's got to hurt.
Oh, I lost feeling in my mouth like quite some time ago. See, I accidentally bit my tongue a couple weeks ago.
Ugh.
And I got, those sharp teeth.
Yeah, so. I know. There's like half a tongue there. It's like somebody like those old retainers, like the tops of them that people use, like the tongue depressors, that people would have as part of their retainer, like the little pink thingy. That's what your tongue looks like now.
Well, thankfully,
come on, what do you do?
I've been using Play-Doh as filler for the rest of my tongue.
That is disgusting. You've been using Play-Doh as a tongue implant. That's disgusting.
I mean, you work with what you got. I mean, it was either Play-Doh or Silly Putty, and Play-Doh has a salty aftertaste, and I thought that was a much better fit.
Well, how long have you had that implant there?
Probably after you ripped that flower out of my hand.
I knew it had to be pretty recent, because there's no way a Play-Doh tongue implant is going to last you more than like a day, is what I'm guessing.
I have been eating pieces of it.
Yeah. How are you going to, it's going to just dribble down the back of your throat. How are you going to stop that?
I got more Play-Doh.
Oh, okay. Ew. Oh, man, come on. There's like star shapes. It's pretty impressive. Nice.
Thank you.
Hi, we are the Boxcar Buddies. I'm Don.
I'm Greg.
And we like to meet when we can because Greg and I are both homeless and in Chicago, and sometimes we circumstances prevent us from being able to get together like this. But when we can, we get an abandoned boxcar and we shove it someplace that we're not going to be bothered, and we set up this equipment where we record ourselves talking about some stuff that we've done,
procured.
Since the
whatever comes across our way,
since
in
the last
whatever wacky manner.
Yes, exactly. And since the last time we've seen each other, anyway. And this week we needed to. This boxcar is sort of a regularly repurposed one, and this week it was double booked. There was this poetry slam by some beatniks from a really, really poor theater in Chicago, and you know, judging by what we just heard, I don't think that they're getting any better anytime soon.
Yeah, I think they're just going to keep going from theater to theater until they're completely closed.
Yes, yeah. Eventually, everyone in this city is going to say, "Hey, you can't come here with that." I mean, that's just, boy, if there were any paying customers around here who had seen or heard that, I mean,
don't you always feel awkward like when you? So we have this boxcar rented. Isn't it awkward like you go into the rented boxcar, but the class is still going on, like you're a little early.
Yes.
So you kind of have to just like sit there and stay quiet.
right.
It's really not fun.
Try not to take, you know, attention away from whatever topic they're talking about, you know, global warming, whatever crap that people are just, you know, chatting about. Or in the case of tonight, you know, spitting garbage that they're spitting on stage and snapping
Literally
at each other.
putting their heads into dumpsters and then shooting cans and banana peels at people.
So anyway, though, now that they have vacated and Greg and I are set and we've got our drinks, we are going to talk to each other about some content that we've absorbed in this week prior. And Greg, you look well, and you look like you're bursting at the seams to say something.
I am, because I've been actually listening to music this week.
Using your listeners up there?
Yeah, so I happened to find when I was at the Salvation Army, it turns out that they had like this Bluetooth headphone like thingy that you wrap around your head, and then like it can just pick up like signals and shit.
Right. I keep hearing the term Bluetooth, okay? And I know Bluetooth, all right? I know that he's the big, baby-faced, homeless guy that we run into all the time who tries to sell us stuff, and he only has the one gigantic Bluetooth. And I know him.
Big difference.
Why does everyone keep saying his name? That's my question. You say Bluetooth
they're
headphones.
They're not saying Bluetooth because
Bluetooth's
like,
you know,
it's
headset.
kind of hard to get Bluetooth to come around to actually like want to sell you stuff in public because he's kind of wanted.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't sell exactly the most legal of shit.
No, he has to trust you before you're ever going to get him to see him face to face.
And if you piss him off, like they're
never again.
Bye.
Never again.
Bites down.
So that's just kind of what I'm asking. How are all these people in these last few years? How is everybody getting all this Bluetooth stuff? They can't all be on his list.
I see what the problem is. There's a big difference. There's Bluetooth. There's two words. Bluetooth, the arms procurer dealer man.
Yeah, babyface one-tooth dude.
And Bluetooth, which is one word, it's an electronic term. It means like wireless stuff. You can do like wireless calling, and you could do like... You can attach things wirelessly to like speakers and phones.
Why do they have teeth?
They don't have teeth. It's just called Bluetooth.
Doesn't anybody think that's confusing? Isn't anybody worried about that making a problem for people to understand? What does electronics have to do with teeth and wireless
I've been having
communication?
problems with it for the last couple years, but I've gotten like used to it because we're in a technological age where you need Bluetooth so that you can attached to a speaker, but you also need Bluetooth so he can sell you the speaker.
Absolutely. Okay, fine. I see. So there's two different Bluetooth. I'm just gonna have to sort of adjust.
I'd say BT is how we should refer to Bluetooth.
Okay.
And Bluetooth is how we should refer to Bluetooth.
Okay. Let's do that. BT is now babyface one-tooth salesman guy, and Bluetooth is this electronic language that you've just schooled me on.
Yeah, so
right.
I got these Bluetooth headphones.
All right.
And I didn't really know how to use them. I thought that, you could just plug it into like a phone or an iPod or whatever. I still have my iPod video from like 2003.
Cool. I have a Zune.
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. It's great.
I'm sorry.
I've been using it as a fidget spinner, too. I've been doing Zune fidget spinning. I've been doing both.
You've been fidget spinning?
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Absolutely, man.
Ugh.
In my time off, all the time. With my Zune. And I just, spin it on the ground.
I'm sorry?
Calms me down, I guess.
I'm sorry?
Otherwise, I would be fidgeting, I guess. That's why they call it that.
I think it's just called a fidget spinner because it's a fidget, which is a device that spins. Not because you have, Parkinson's.
Permanent jazz hands. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the party could just never stop, but with my fidget spinner, the party comes to a halt.
Sometimes stops.
Yeah.
The party is relegated to off hours, but
it moves to my hand. Anyway, I'm walking around with these headphones on, these fucking headphones.
Cool.
When I walk by this guy, and he's listening to music. And I didn't really know what it was until I kind of hovered over him, and I was like...
sidled up to him.
I was like, hey there, brother.
Hey, man.
What are you listening to?
What's that music?
And he tells me he's listening to the new MGMT album, Little Dark Age.
Little Dark Age.
A little Dark Age. Just a little.
Okay.
Just a Paquito one.
That's comforting.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, MGMT is a pop electronic, like, comedy-ish band. They're not full-blown, like, Weird Al Yankovic comedy or Tenacious D. I'd say they're more just like they have witty lyrics or they have songs that are just funny sounding or have a motif to them that are funny. I mean, the first song on this album is called She Works Out Too Much.
Okay.
And it's about a guy breaking up with his girlfriend because she works out too much.
She's a gym rat.
And the whole song makes it sound like it's an 80s like exercise VHS video.
Gotta get physical.
Pretty much. There's a lady singing in the background the whole time. All right, everybody, let's go. Get on your hands and knees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
But this is the first time I've ever actually listened to MGMT, and I'm fucking loving this album. I've been following this guy for days. I'm like, just keep playing it. Just keep playing it. And you know what? He's honestly been
obliging.
Okay with
He's
it.
obliging.
He's totally okay with it. As long as we don't make any eye contact, we never exchanged names.
Okay.
He just said you can walk, about 4 steps behind me so you can actually pick it up with your Bluetooth headphones. And we can listen to this album together. Just don't talk or look at me or anything.
Cool.
So, I mean...
Does he have a family? Does he have a job? You've been running into
This
any
guy's
weird
really
people?
weird. Like, he likes to go into warehouses and he gives, like, big suitcases full of stuff to people.
Oh, that's it? Like...
He gave one guy a really big hug on the neck.
A neck hug? Mm-hmm. What the heck is that about?
It was really weird. Ooh, this coffee's not great.
Well, again, it is free, and we are glad to have it.
It tastes like it's decaf.
Oh,
Ugh.
what's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point of that?
Ugh.
Fucking beatniks.
Ugh, fucking beatniks!
Get out of here! Stay out of here! Jesus, never again. Never fucking again.
Why did I do that? That was a perfectly good mug. It was a free mug. Well,
you got a nice mug.
Oh, thank you.
But anyway, okay, so this guy has a strange job.
This guy's very like I don't get it. I didn't necessarily know what was happening. It's a good thing that I just kept listening to the music. Like every now and again, he would set off like it looked like he was setting off fireworks from his hands into like people's chests. Yeah, it was weird.
Like Jubilee from X-Men.
Yeah, it was really weird. He just like I'd see these big flashes of light, and then sometimes I'd hear like a from my headphones,
but just ever so slightly punctuating the music to which you were rocking out.
It actually helped out with my music, so I'm just kind of like sitting there like fucking grooving.
Yeah.
Like she works out too much.
Right.
The only reason it never worked out was it didn't work out.
Wow, it sounds great. And all these little fireworks going off at the edge of your field of vision.
Big bright lights, and I'm like, man, you're like a walking dance party, dude.
True. Rave Man. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to call this guy from now on, Rave Man.
Rave Man.
And he sounds like pretty ruthless if he's like hugging people around the necks and
he's a very warm guy. I mean, even though he told me not to really talk to him, every now and again we talk about like the songs on the album, and he'd be like, "This is really good," and he's like, "Yeah, man, I really like When You Die. It's a really good song." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? It is. It's like it kind of reminds me of 70s psychedelic rock." So it's got like this really good intro, like lots of echo effects on the voiceover, but it sounds warm and happy, kind of like a later Beatles song.
All right.
But then it gets to the lyrics, and the second and third verses start with "Go fuck yourself."
Wow.
And it's really happy. He's like, I really like that. Like the words really stuck with me, and also it's just really calm and smooth to listen to.
Okay.
Another song on here called Me and Michael is great. It's about friendship.
Yeah.
And it sounds like really cheesy, like 80s, like friendship song. Me and Michael. I'm loving this album a lot.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you recommend it. Are you planning, like, is this arrangement that you have with Rave Man, is this continuing now? Like, when you leave here, are you going to go listen to more music with the guy?
Well, I'm just going to put on the headphones and see if I can pick them up. If I hear the album again, then I will most certainly start like, yo, man, I just want to listen to more of that song, man.
Sure.
I don't have anything else. I don't need money. I know I stink a little bit, so I'll hold off.
I'll stay back.
Also, you have any more of those fireworks going on?
Let me know. Seriously, let me know. Because sometimes I poop my pants when something comes up.
He carries around a lot of box cutters. I don't know why. Yeah.
Strange thing.
I think he might work it for UPS.
Oh.
Maybe the fireworks. Maybe he's selling them illegally.
Possibly.
Maybe that's what's in the suitcases. I'm not 100% sure.
Could be anything in there. Could be drugs. Could be money.
Nah, he's too good of a dude for drugs. I don't think he would be carrying around drugs. I mean, he wears a black suit. I mean, what else? Like, that's class.
Could be a hit on somebody, like some paperwork information,
like
contract for a hit.
Yeah, doing, like hitting up a rave.
Hitting up a rave, yeah.
He is our rave man.
Secret locations for a rave.
Oh, you know what? That sounds right. That sounds really right.
Just handing them out to people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, fun stuff. Okay, well, that sounds great. The album MGMT Little Dark
Age.
Little Dark Age. Well, that sounds cool. I finished this book that I told you about, Greg, a few weeks ago.
The Forbidden Candle, or is that what it was called?
No, La Belle Sauvage, the Book of Dust. And it's the prequel to His Dark Materials, the Philip Pullman series about the bears and Lyra and the dust and the stuff that we mentioned then. Well, basically, this book, La Belle Sauvage, is the first thing in this universe that Philip Pullman's written since that trilogy with Lyra that was made into the movie The Golden Compass and all that stuff. And this is 20 years later. And I wasn't sure when I picked up the book if this was just going to be a story in that same universe or if it was somehow related to the story of Lyra and His Dark Materials and that whole trilogy. And it turns out that this book is a prequel to those books.
Oh.
So La Belle Sauvage takes place in Oxford, in that same part of England that Lyra grows up in The Golden Compass and those later books. This is just, I think it's about 10 or 12 years before the events of those books take place.
Right.
And so it's with this other character, Malcolm, but in the book, baby version of Lyra, the main character from His Dark Materials, she's the thing that that's driving the plot. She is the
Dark Materials.
In a way, in this book, she's kind of the Dark Materials. They do have the Dark Materials, like the Golden Compass, the alethiometer thing. That is actually
what on earth is an alethiometer thing?
Alethiometer. It's a truth compass, and you can ask it questions. Yeah. I've actually got one.
No shit.
Right down here. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that thing.
All right.
Feel how heavy it is.
Whoa. Oh my God.
How about that?
This is like 20 pounds,
now,
dude.
You see all the symbols around the face of it there? There's like 36 symbols around the edge.
Uh-huh.
And then there's those two hands. And the dials on the outside, you just use those to ask it a question. And then it answers you. And it's powered by dust.
I'm going to ask it a question.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Compass?
Yes.
Yeah, it talks.
Oh, wow. Oh, you have a nice voice.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Mr. Compass, I want to know, when will the Marvel Cinematic Universe end forever? It's shaking.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe will end in 2021 with the completion of the movie Dolphin Man.
Oh.
Sex's Horseface.
Whoa. That movie actually sounds pretty good.
I would watch it.
I'd watch a Dolphin Man horse fuck.
But I guess that's the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Good.
Okay.
I have another question. Who does Dawn love? Who does Dawn love the most?
Me, 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 me. Dan loves.
Wait, no, shit! Tell me!
Fuck, Greg.
What?
That was my alethiometer.
I was just asking a question.
You can't ask it something like that, like, love and bringing people back from the dead and shit. It's just gonna break.
Oh, well.
God damn it. Give me that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't know that there were rules. I thought you could just kind of be like,
Ask it
where's the next Burger King?
I know. I actually, to be fair, I'm not mad at you. I thought that too, but this is kind of a cheap one anyway. It's more like a Magic 8-Ball than like a dust-powered truth machine. You know?
Well, if the compass couldn't answer it, who do you love?
I'm not. I what is love? I mean, what are you asking? I don't
about a baby possibly hurting me.
Baby?
Hopefully no more. I mean, that's what I thought love was screaming, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me no more!" I just like listening to that. I actually started following another guy who was listening to that just on loop.
Really?
Yeah, he wore a purple suit.
But you heard his song bleeding through into your Bluetooth headphones?
Yeah, I just kind of like started following him for a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe for a little change.
It's pretty sweet that your headphones can just like pirate signals from different people.
I can't really control it. It just goes to whoever's around.
No, that's really cool. That's a really cool feature of those things.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
But anyway, back to La Belle Sauvage, I want to say that with prequels, I'm always a little hesitant because everyone knows where the story's going to end up, right? Like if it's a prequel, you can't alter the timeline of the first story, so all the like investment and all the like angst over whatever is happening in the plot, on some level that like, oh well, this character's not going to die because they're in like that story.
They got plot armor.
Right, exactly. But that being said, this book, La Belle Sauvage, I think Philip Pullman did an incredible job with a prequel as far as this goes, because it not once did I find myself pulled out of the events of this story and placating myself with the knowledge that all the characters were going to be there in his Dark Materials.
Right.
It just didn't, that didn't strike me. I was engaged enough in the events and the journey of this story that like that didn't really occur. I think that it referenced characters and events from his Dark Materials, but was separate from it. Although there were Easter eggs and references to things that happened in those books that were rewarding to a fan of the series like myself, but also this thing stood on its own two legs. This book, there were so many parts about it that I liked, completely separate from anything involving Golden Compass, Subtle Knife, or Amber Spyglass. Any of those three books. This
all
book
the books
stands
just
alone.
called like noun object?
Yeah, pretty much.
The chip nail.
It's
the crusty ball sack.
Yeah, a subject with an adjective.
The subtle hangnail.
Yeah, that's all of those are. That's how all
jade
those
nipple clamp.
Right.
These all sound like winners.
Yeah, no, that series, I think that's 50 Shades of whatever. That's what that sounds like.
I can't count past 10.
The jade nipple clamp,
I don't think that's a version of Grey.
The bronze ball gag.
Jade.
The bronze ball gag. Come on. I mean, that's the book everyone's looking forward to.
Sounds a little rusty.
It's very rusty. It's very
I don't
rusty.
like the taste of copper.
No, and you know what else? It's permanently covered in like the fog of like the breath of whoever it had it in their mouth previously. It's a permanently foggy bronze ball gag. Nobody ever wants that shit in their mouth. But if you put it in there, it grants you 3 wishes. That's the conundrum right there.
What about the platinum soundings?
The platinum sounding? You mean those recordings on Quincy Jones's apartment wall?
No, those metal poles that people put in their dick holes and then try to masturbate with them.
Oh, what? Why are they called soundings?
I don't know, because they want to listen to the man scream in pain as his urethra is split in twain.
That's so good!
Sir, why would you want this? You'll never pee again.
I know. It's like going down to the Amazon and asking one of those little fish to swim up your urethra and just display its hooks right along the sides of it.
But there's
it's
no
like
hooks,
baiting
it's just, well, yeah, of course it's baiting it. I mean, it's literally internal
baiting
masturbating.
I know. The master of baiting, fishing, and whacking off. They're related.
If you do any more beat poetry, I
Can't stop now. It's like a song that's in my head. I think that fall into that cadence.
Fucking with you.
I think so too. There's also some motor oil in there. Did you care to taste?
It can't be more. Well, yeah, that's motor oil.
Yeah. Yep.
Why?
Here, give it back. I don't know. I didn't put it in there.
Why? Why, Don? Why?
Lubricates the insides. It says so right on the outside of motor
the same
containers.
thing when they gave me that metal tube as they shoved it down my urethra.
It lubricates the insides?
It does.
Well, they were full of shit. You should have known that. You should have known that
but
from
it's
their
too late
pig
now.
masks and lab coats. You should have known that.
What is this, an episode of The Twilight Zone?
Exactly. Anyway, though.
References. We're smart.
La Belle Sauvage. Please read it.
La Belle Sauvage, the classic, the glass dildo. Read it.
Yes, all of those, and unrelated to the Johnny Depp cologne, whatever the Sauvage, whatever that stuff is, totally unrelated. So don't make the mistake of buying that cologne, because I did, and now I keep getting wild Pokemon running at me from all sides.
Damn.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to catch a Pokemon in years. I haven't been able to catch a date either.
well, I mean. There's multiple reasons for that second one, but the first one is because we don't have any Pokeballs.
What? What is so wrong with this? Okay, never mind.
Well, I wish the alethiometer was around.
Stop.
All right.
Stop. I know you'll say something mean, and I'll get mad, and then I'll yell, and I'll bite you, and then
we know where it's
we'll
headed.
try and eat each other again, and I am not in the mood for that.
We've seen this movie before. So let's just agree to disagree.
It's Disney's Moana. Anyway,
La Belle Sauvage was good. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's a worthy read. I liked it. It was a hell of a lot better than I was expecting going into it. And also what I just found out at the very end of it was that apparently it's not a standalone. It's a prequel that doesn't end exactly where Golden Compass picks up, so this may be the start of a trilogy of its own. But at the end of La Belle Sauvage, you're left with to be continued. So it could be the start of its own trilogy, and whatever ends up happening with it, I'm excited to find out, and I would recommend the book to anybody who likes Philip Pullman, and especially fans of his Dark Materials.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, well...
Even.
Yeah. Well, going back to me...
Did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I did. I saw another movie from Netflix.
Okay.
So I hovered over Freak's shoulder while he was playing around with his Switch.
And when you hover, I gotta tell you, you really commit to it. You even do the buzz noise and flap your hands and fingers like really fast on the sides of my vision.
You're about to witness my first ever hover on the air.
Oh, dude, you're turning so red. That's not good for you. Stop it.
Ow!
Yes,
Ow!
Exactly.
Yes.
And you fell to the floor, and you have broken your chair, so I hope that was worth it.
Yeah, kind of. It's fine.
You could stand. Yeah, you look okay.
I can just kind of...
Here,
give me the microphone.
You got a wood shaft poking out of your leg there. Let me get that.
No, don't pull... Ow! Ow! Damn it!
It was for your own good.
You're my own good.
All right, are you better? Are you comfy that way now? Are you better?
Yes.
You look
Hold
not
on,
comfortable.
There we go. Oh, that's a little too close. There we go.
All right.
Anyway, so I watched a movie with Freak.
Okay.
And because a few years ago we watched this National Lampoon documentary from Netflix. It was really good. It was really, really good. It's called, what was it called? Drunk, Stoned, Brilliant Dead. It's a big dumb title, but it's an amazing documentary about like the early days of the National Lampoon magazine and how it was built and its legacy. It's a really, really fascinating like documentary about that story. But this year, there's now a movie starring Will Forte that's kind of a biopic of it called Futile and Stupid Gesture.
Okay, a futile and stupid gesture is the movie that you and Freak watched.
This is the movie that we watched this week. We watched that documentary years ago.
I see, and this movie that you're talking about is related to that documentary.
It's kinda because I mean they're both about the early days of National Lampoon, how it got its start. But this one's more of a focus on Doug Kenny, the original creator of National Lampoon.
Gotcha.
So this movie starts off really fucking weird. So for those who don't know, Doug Kenny, the founder and co-owner of National Lampoon magazine, he died of suicide back in, I want to say, like the 70s, something like that. He died a long, long time ago because he was very sad and he had a lot of horrible drug and alcohol problems. But in this movie, Martin Mull plays his future self? And that confused the shit out of me at first. I'm like, but Doug Kenny's dead. Why is Martin Mull here? I don't get this.
So are you saying Martin Mull was playing a Doug Kenny that never existed?
Yes. The whole movie, he plays a Doug Kenny that never existed. He's a Doug Kenny that would have existed if he hadn't kill himself.
Gotcha.
But it makes no sense because he acts as the narrator only for at the end of the movie for him to go up to the ghost of Doug Kenny at his own funeral to say, I'm me if you didn't, Like, what is this? This is bad.
That sounds way too art house. That sounds a little too theater fun. Like, look how self-aware we are. Look how fourth wall this is. Look at how artsy we could be.
It might be because the director of the movie is the same guy who directed Hot Wet American Summer.
Oh, okay.
But I love Hot Wet American Summer.
Yeah, me too.
That's just a funny movie.
Well, but also, to be fair, Wet Hot American Summer has a great ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people in that loan themselves to how that whole thing turns out to be funny.
Well, this movie does the same exact thing. So it has a lot of very big-name comedians playing as other comedians. It's got Joel McHale as Chevy Chase. Thomas Lennon from Reno 911 plays Michael O'Donovan. We got Martin Mull, Matt Walsh. We got Camille Guadi, Jolo Truglio, the guy from Brooklyn 999.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of like, I guess, A and B tier comedians,
right? People that you would recognize,
people that you can easily recognize, like Seth Green and shit.
Yeah,
and it's all about like the intro of the National Lampoon, and when it doesn't have Martin Mull being like this like fucking art house
weird ghost from Christmas Future character.
It's so fucking weird.
Right.
So dumb.
Yeah, it sounds bizarre.
The rest of the movie is very okay. It reminded me a lot of The Disaster Artist, where it's like, yeah, you got a lot of good performances out of people that are doing really good recreations of classic National Lampoon album jokes.
Right.
There's a big section of the movie about Harold Ramis and how he contributed to the magazine. But overall, I was like, I would rather just watch that documentary again because it was way more fascinating. It had actual interviews with people who were a part of National Lampoon.
Right.
Overall, like, this movie's not great.
So you're saying that especially for fans of National Lampoon, you would recommend the documentary?
I recommend the documentary Stone Drunk whatever, the big elongated title name. Just look up National Lampoon on fucking Netflix, and after you get through the 7 or 8 like straight to DVD movies from like the 2000s, you can find the documentary.
Okay.
It's got the Mona Lisa, but instead of the Mona Lisa, it's a orangutan face. Rangface from the classic magazine covers. But yeah, overall, this movie, that ending was just so fucking like, why do this?
No, it just sounds to me like the documentary version, the version that tried to give you as much fact and like take you to that time period. It sounds like that is just more enjoyable and successful than this fictionalized version, which seems to be some weird vision of like the whoever put the thing together, and it just sounds a little bit weird. Just sounds a little bit too weird.
It's too odd. The whole Martin Mull thing is just way too odd, and it kind of puts me out of the entire movie.
Sure. That's understandable. Well, okay, then...
The performances are good, though. Will Forte does a great job as Doug. He's very believable when he's actually, being Doug when he was going on his drug trips and being a general asshole when he was trying to get Animal House and Caddyshack made. It's really, it was fun when they were doing the actual movie parts in the early days of the magazine, but as the movie moved on and then it gets to the funeral, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
Stop.
All right, then what was the name of this one?
It's a futile and
stupid gesture.
Okay,
well then that's what we would call it if you choose to watch the movie, because it's not worth it. So don't do it. And the last thing I wanted to tell you, Greg, is that I played a video game last weekend.
Oh boy!
I went over to I went back to my buddy Norm of the North's basement, and him and
He's
his
a cool
wife.
Dude.
Yeah, straight up dude. I liked him, and I told him and his wife about the whole Pixie, the basement, that whole thing. They were totally cool with it. They actually know the Pixie. They get along. She had the permission to be there, so everything was fine. I just wasn't expecting it. And anyway, Norm had this other game that he recommended to me, and that I was playing for just about a day. I pretty much stayed there for 24 hours and played it because it's very addictive. It's called Stardew Valley.
Oh boy, Don.
And it is it's great. It came out in February 2016, and it's a farming simulator RPG. And it's it reminded me...
It's the new Harvest Moon.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of old Pokemon and Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. It's the movement of it, you're running through towns doing that, but the majority of what the actions you do are farming, fishing, putting things together, crafting, building houses, and you're trying to earn money. And it's not a real-time simulator. Time is sped up, but... You have the day and you try and make it most productive, and when you're growing crops and fishing stuff and doing stuff that takes time in order to get money to buy better resources.
You got to make dead grandpa proud.
Yes, you have to make dead grandpa proud. And then but it sounds like, as a farming simulator, it sounds limited, and this particular game, Stardew Valley, is a lot more comprehensive in terms of what you can do for a game like that. For a farming simulator, you also are clearing out caves and dungeons with swords. You're going into them and you're fighting enemies. You're even just the fishing element.
The town drunk.
Right.
You're
raising kids.
You work at the local Joel Osco.
Right. You try and have a relationship with your neighbor's pig and keep it out of the town tabloids. It is really, really, really difficult stuff. It's
Are you saying in game that you fuck the pig?
You try to. You have to woo it. You have to. There's courting. So it's a pig with standards.
There's a relationship bar with every single character in this game. So
Absolutely.
You kind of have to bring the right oats.
You have some compatibility. It's a spectrum. You have some compatibility with certain pigs, and with other ones, they're just wee! And you fucking stomp on them, and you're like, get out of here! I wouldn't fuck you anyway. I wouldn't fuck you with a horse's dick.
So when you finally sit down with the pig, the pig's just like, hello. I am so happy to see you.
And you. My God, you're fine.
Thank you. I've been shaking a lot of bacon.
Why don't you slip out of that dress here? Come here.
Ooh.
Come here.
Ooh, honey.
Right now. It's been 1 year.
Oh!
I've been farming for a year.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. Stardew Valley.
Miss Piggy and Kermit fucked straight up, and
Stardew Valley devolves into Muppet porn pretty quickly. So it's.
I mean, my favorite porno is Muppet Treasure Island. So
that's also my favorite porno. It's excellent because it's a porno/musical, and Tim Curry just destroys it. He crushes
literally
his role.
destroys the Miss Piggy puppet. Like you watch him on stage rip it in half.
With its penis, it's pretty.
And then he does that Tim Curry like
very intense, very intense. And then he sings like a moving number, and it's great. You end up rooting for him, but
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. Either way, none of that does happen. Stardew Valley, there's no
tissue box watching that movie.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
Both for my face and my wee-wee.
Mm-hmm. But, okay, so that doesn't actually happen in Stardew Valley. It's just the farming stuff. But it's a lot of fun, and it is from the moment you fire it up, it's intensely addictive. I found myself pouring literally 24 hours into this game in a few short days. It's you just, depending on what part of the game grabs you, that'll sort of dictate how much time you spend playing it, but there's a lot about the game that could grab you.
It's got a lot of shit in it because I remember playing it when it came out.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's almost too much to do.
Yeah, it's again
where I get overwhelmed where I'm like I haven't even fucked the town drunk yet.
Right,
oh my
right.
God.
You have this whole task list, and it's easy to forget about these other quests that you signed up for and these things you have to do because you spent the last 2 weeks just fishing and selling your fucking fish and stuff. Like it's
I hit my microphone here on the ground.
Oh, Greg.
I'm sorry.
Pick it up. Pick it up. That's better.
There we go.
It's all dirty. That's better.
You know, it's a good thing that this is just a podcast.
It is.
If they had to see what we just had to do,
ugh. Who would watch?
No one.
Nobody.
Listening, though. Listening, on the other hand, nothing better. Nothing better.
Well, anyway, the Stardew Valley, I'm recommending it. I think it's totally worth the purchase. It's a simple game into which you can pour many hours, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you could get it on every console now.
Absolutely, every console, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and the PC.
Hold on.
What?
You hear that?
What are you hearing there, Greg?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
What's up?
Hold on.
Who's out there?
Hey, man.
What's up?
What's going on? Hey, it's my Rave buddy.
Oh, what's up, Rave Man? Come on in here.
Hey, come on in.
Dude, tell us about the... Yeah, close the door. Perfect. Well, hey, man, come on in. Greg was just talking about MGMT and the Little Dark period, or Little Dark...
Little Dark Age.
Yes, Little Dark Age. And thank you for coming in here. What's up? What's your real name, Rave Man?
That is not your concern.
Okay, Rave Man it is.
It is none of your business, in fact.
All right.
I don't even know who you are. I know him. He followed me around.
Yeah, he was just telling us about that. I'm Don, Rave Man. Nice to meet you.
I don't care.
All right, well, you can get the fuck out of here. Nice to meet you.
No, hold on. Like, he's listening. Hey, man, you mind if I just, like, chill by you? Yeah, that's fine. He doesn't bother me. You bother me.
Hey, well, guess what? This is my Boxcar, and you bother me, too.
This is my gun.
Well, that looks like a water gun. So.
No, this is a real pistol.
Oh, God. Okay. Hey, buddy. What's up?
Hey, Greg, you want to listen to that music more? Yeah, man. Turn up the music. All right. Yeah, this is fun.
Rave Man, hey. You can take that. Why don't you take that out of my face, all right?
How about, are you going to the cops? Did you not see the body?
What are you talking about? Am I going to the cops?
Did you see the body?
Would you stop shooting that thing? There's people...
No!
Listen, Rave Man? Yeah. Give me that! Give me that fucking thing! Give me that thing! Rave Man, that's right! This is my fucking Boxcar, man! And you're gonna shoot it up, and if anyone's bringing the cops over here, it's you shooting this gun off in the roof of my Boxcar!
I hope you know Krav Maga.
Oh.
I know every martial arts move.
Oh, I know a couple. You ready? You trying to dance right now?
I'm going to destroy you.
Listen, Rave Man, it doesn't have to be like this. Greg, are you okay with this? Are you okay with
me and Michael?
Okay. A lot of help. No help coming from Greg. I get it. Okay, well listen here, Rave Man.
Michael.
Greg seems to like you, and that's fine. And you seemed okay.
To die now.
But you come in here. No. You come in here, and you're spouting off your nonsense.
Never.
You start giving shit to
Never.
me, and you're shooting your gun off.
Give
I
me
just
my gun
no,
back.
nope.
Give me
It's
my-
mine. It's mine. Oh, what do you got? A little knife there? You got a
I've
little...
got 7 box cutters.
Jesus, why do you have so many box cutters?
Because I'm an assassin.
Who works for UPS? Why do they have UPS labels on all of them?
You now.
No! Rip it now! Ah, my fucking... Oh, my artery!
Goodbye, Greg. If you want to follow me, it is fine. Yeah, man. That sounds cool. What's Don doing? He's doing nothing. He's napping. I can't really hear him. I should take... No, don't take the headphones off. It's fine. Come. Why don't you help me bury a rug? Oh, man. I love rugs. Rugs are cool. All right, Don. I'll see you next week.